what's stopping you? Are you too tired? Didn't get enough sleep? Don't have enough energy? Don't have enough time? Is that what's stopping you right now? Don't have enough money? Is that the thing? Or is the thing that's stopping you, you?
Excuses sound best to the person that's making them up. Stop feeling sorry for yourself. Get off the pity potty. Telling everybody your sad and sob stories, trying to get people to show up to your pity parties and your pity parades. If you ever see me in a Rolls Royce, a 6 or 7 star hotel, living my life to the fullest, don't get jealous of me, because I worked my ass off to get it. Nobody handed me nothing. Wake your ass up. Awaken the beast inside. It's game on. It's go season. It's time for you to take advantage of the access and the resources that you have in your country and your community. You got a problem with your life. You got a problem with your environment. Do something about it. If you want it, go get it.
Recognize the excuses are not valid. They're conjured up, they're fabricated, they're lies. And how do you stop the lies? You stop the lies with the truth. But the truth is, you have time.
Woo! The truth is, you have time. We all have time. We're breathing. We're able to be on this call and go ahead and step into the day so we can go ahead and run the day, and the day is not running us. I love to see it. Energy is vibrating high this morning. Cedric, I see you tapped in. JoJo in the building. Congratulations. Let's draw some twos down below. JoJo actually did a company call last night for ECX top 7 inside of IM as far as her store goes. Congratulations. Amazing. I love to see it. That call was recorded. So no, we have that thing documented. And it's funny enough, I want to tell you guys something. Some of you guys might not know, but JoJo, actually, hold on. Let me get live on IG so they can hear this one too, because this is actually really funny. Let's get a little bit of gratitude down below. How's everybody feeling for today? Great day ahead. This is going to be a good one. And today we are going to be diving into such a great topic. This one's going to be called The New You. So here we go. Live on IG, and it's game time. I love it. So here we go. So grateful to be alive, grateful for God, thankful to be able to be on here, growing with you all. So thankful to be a witness along the journey, seeing you all transform into the best version of yourselves, getting uncomfortable. And here's the deal, right? I'm grateful for all of the obstacles. I'm grateful for the resistance, because watch this, right? 11:11, paint your vision. Yesterday, JoJo did a massive call, right? Okay, massive call. And this is a perfect example for everybody to go ahead and take notes to. You ready? A lot of the times, right, you're going to notice on this road to success, right, there's going to be highs, there's going to be lows. And here's the deal. When we start leveling up, when we start vibrating high, I want you to start to be aware of how life is going to look and throw curveballs. Life is going to look and throw obstacles and throw boulders in the way to try and pull us back to that old story, to try and pull us back to that old negative vibration, right? So funny enough, she does this huge call, vibrating high, journals before, journals after, and guess what happens a couple hours later? Boom, she breaks her finger. Finger's broken. Just dropped in the chat. Yo, I broke my finger, and it's wild, because I just thought to myself, this is how success works. It threw me some lemons, and I made some lemonade, baby. I can't tell you how many times on the course of this journey where I've been leveling up, where maybe I would hit a new rank. Maybe I would go and get a withdrawal of my trading account. Maybe I would go ham and I would get a ton of sales in my e-commerce store. But guess what happened a lot of times following certain situations? Life gave a test, right? I'll never forget it. There was one time where I was having a great week trading, doing phenomenal, and guess what? Ended up totaling my car on the way to an event. Literally totaled my car. Couldn't drive it, lost my entire car, got an Uber. Literally, I was with one of my business partners. We got an Uber to the event just to get there, right? I'll give you another example. I traveled across country to go to my mentors, right? All the way out in Arkansas, right? And there was literally like 20 of us that all came from all different parts of the world. We all paid literally a lot of money to get access to this inner circle, right? So many individuals, they had breakthroughs, that they were crying during the trip, that they had memory transformations that they're never going to be able to forget. And here's the deal. On the way back home, some of them, their flights got delayed. One of them got evicted from their house on the way back, right? So this is life trying to go ahead and pull and literally throw that resistance to try and drag us back to that old story. But here's the difference with life. It's not about how we react. It's how it is that we respond, right? That's the difference. This is one of the biggest things I've learned along the journey, because I'm telling you right now, the moment that we get too high for the highs, I can promise you 10 out of 10 times, you haven't experienced this yet, life is going to humble. Telling you, life is going to humble. Look at that. Back at the gym this morning. I love to see it, right? Even for myself, I had some crazy highs. Life humbled me. So there's a reason why at the end of the day, I'm so grateful. I'm so appreciative for the little things, because I've been humbled so many times. So sometimes you got to get burned by the fire to learn. Don't wait to get burned by the fire. Don't wait until you blow a big account, 10, 20,000, a massive account, until you say, man, I've got to really appreciate the little things. I'll give you another example, right? I had one of my students, 18 years old. He wasn't really doing the personal development. He wasn't really growing like that. But guess what? He started to pick up trading very fast. He literally made a $200,000 trading account in a matter of 4 months. And guess what happened? He got so greedy. He said, you know what? I want to try and double that. You know what he ended up doing? Lost the whole account, blew the whole thing. Why? Because his mindset wasn't ready to even be able to handle that type of money. Ego was through the roof. Cockiness was through the ceiling. And this is how life works. $4.200 was still grateful, even trading with little lot size. This is huge. Event downtown a few years back, water heater flooded our house, but we went anyway. Absolutely. So if there's a big lesson I could tell you guys, pick me out, stand as the next chairman. Facts. I remember. Isn't that crazy how that works? So this is one of the pieces I want to get into today. You ready? When we're talking about diving into the new you, understand that a lot of the times as we start to grow, as we start to get to new levels, don't be surprised when there's a little bit of resistance along the way. In fact, I started to laugh at it, right? Even 2 days ago, I how many of you guys have ever seen one of those big bubbles in your tire, right? I don't know what I hit driving in the road. I was coming back home from a flight from Orlando. Something was in the road, happened to hit. I had a huge bubble on my tire. Well, those of you that know, a bubble in your tire is way worse than a nail, right? Because a nail, you can just replace it. But a bubble, they say a bubble can pop at any time. So literally I had to spend the whole day taking my car and didn't have my car. I had to go and switch out my new tire. Didn't have tires, had to order it in. The old me would have got so upset. That would have ruined my whole day. The new me looks at it a little bit differently. Thank goodness I got off of the road. That could have saved me from getting in a crash. That could have saved me from something drastic happening. So I started to change the way that I see things when all of this resistance started to happen inside of my life. For those of us in Florida, Shane, you remember St. Helena? Remember that crazy Hurricane Ian that threw us all for a loop, that humbled anybody that's living in Florida? There's people that had businesses on the beach for 30 years. And in a matter of one day, in a moment, their whole life, their whole business just got taken from them, literally shattered, wiped out by Mother Nature. People that had, doesn't matter how much money you got, people that had millions of dollars, their $1 million mansions wiped out. And those that weren't smart with their money, they don't have a lot in the backups. They don't have a lot in the reserves. So it just goes to show that at the end of the day, life is always going to look at to go and pull this resistance at all of these different levels that we get to, right? So, and absolutely, I love that we get to overcome all of these challenges as a team, as a collective, because this is the beauty of it. Nothing worthwhile is going to be easy. Remember that. It takes years to build a Rolls Royce. It takes months to build a Honda. There's a reason. This journey, this transformation is going to take some time. There's going to be roadblocks. These roadblocks is like chisels, literally building our own statue. Okay. So here's what I want to talk about for today. All right. Still not back 100% from the hurricane, right? And already getting back in the next one, right? I already know. So here's my topic for today, right? We're talking about the new you. And I wanted to preface it with that so you guys can really get in the mind state of this season that we're stepping into. Because yes, there's going to be obstacles. Yes, there's going to be things that come in our way. But if we're ready for it, this is going to be the shift. All right, so check this out. This training came from my mentor. Okay, I'm about to give you guys a lot of sauce over these next couple of weeks because I believe this is the perfect time to start implementing these trainings. Okay, because this is what allowed me a major shift in the way that I thought, in the way that I took action, in my habits, and eventually leading to my results. Right, and there's a lot of testimonies behind this information too. It's not just me. Shane and Talina, they know about this as well. You ready? So here we go. Talking about the new you, my first question for everybody, right? What business are we in? Okay, that's the first question I want to ask you. What business are we in? We're in the business of trading. We're in the business of e-commerce. We're in the business of building a brand. We're in the business of learning digital streams of income. Okay, so that's the first question. Now we got some answers that you guys can go ahead and throw some more answers on top of that, right? Whatever it is that you do. Now let's break it down one more layer. Let's go to step 2. What business? Here's what he says. What business are you really in? I'll never forget this. These first couple questions, I had to look at these for days to really sit and make them make sense because they didn't click at the beginning. Why? Because these are deep work questions. Okay, this is deep work questions. What business are you really in? Here's the answer to that. We're in the business of showing others how to actually make money from home. We're in the business of building people. We're in the business of creating relationships. We're in the business of broadening our network. We're in the business of becoming the highest and best versions of ourselves. How cool is that? I don't know about you, but when I got out of college, one of the biggest things that I was looking for was to get paid to be me. I wanted to get paid for my work ethic. I wanted to get paid for my passion. I wanted to get paid for whatever I brought to the table. And I don't know if you guys have realized this, but most jobs that we've ever had, drop a 3 down below if you can relate. If you've been working at a job and you feel like you work harder than the person next to you, but we still get paid the same amount. I'm a D1 athlete, so I'm a very competitive individual. So when I started to realize my worth, when I started to realize what we're all capable of, everything started to shift. So guess what? In this business, we get exactly just that. We get paid to be us. We get paid for our work ethic. We get paid for the deep work. We get paid for showing love. We get paid for creating relationships. How cool is this? Jojo says, this is why I started my own business, right? Love it. Here's my third question for you. Let's peel it back one more layer through the onion. You ready? This is deep. This is huge. He says, what business do we need to be in the next 6 months? Let that sink in. Somebody go ahead and answer that for me. What business do we need to be in the next 6 months? Now, what is this doing? This is allowing all of us to start thinking about the future. Most people, they don't think about that, right? But the wealthy understand this. 80% of millionaires, they just caught a trend before everybody else. Think about it. Facebook, Twitter, Snapchat, Uber, Netflix, all of these different companies, they saw a trend before everybody else. How many of us used to go to Blockbuster to literally go get our movies and our games in person? Y'all remember that? Going to Blockbuster to go and grab these things in person? Until somebody thought of the bright idea, what if we could literally sit right from our bed and be able to go ahead and find really any movie that we want to watch by a click of a button? This is being innovative. This is ingenuity right here. Okay. So what business do we need to be in? This is understanding that we're inside of a recession right now. If you don't know, now you know. We're inside of a recession. If you want to get some clues, go look at the housing market. Go look at the stock market. Take a look at crypto. And if you do your research, you'll start to notice that the ice is cracked and we're inside of a recession. So the ideology why I'm saying this is those that are just living their life right now, they're not learning, they're not getting around mentors, they're not gaining new information. I'm sorry to say, but in 12 to 18 months, they're going to get a very rude awakening. Just like what happened with COVID, the same idea kind of happened. People realize you can't just have one stream of income anymore, right? Because one stream of income can be taken just like this, just like that, right? Your job can literally send you that email tomorrow and say, you know what, your 2 weeks is done, 2 weeks and you're out of here. They don't need you anymore. Why? AI is taking over your job. Perfect example, Amazon. Go Google how many jobs just got fired from Amazon because AI is starting to take over. If you guys ever fly in international airports, already they're doing it right now. For a lot of the people, their jobs got fired because they're being replaced with AI robots. They don't have people checking you in anymore. You're literally going through a robot. Twitter and X, right? Twitter just changed their name to X, Elon Musk, right? They've already fired countless people because of AI. So for those that are paying attention, while most of the world is fearful, and most of the world is sticking with the same job, hanging around the same people, not learning new information, I'm telling you right now, they're going to get a rude awakening, and they're going to be very upset when they see people that have been studying, that have been learning about crypto, that have been learning about e-commerce, how to build a store. Think about it. These are called recession-proof skill sets. This is why I'm so excited about all of this. It doesn't matter what happens in the economy. Guess what? We have what is called recession-proof skill sets. Think about it. No matter what happens to the market, whether the market goes up, the market goes down, we can make money trading Forex. We can make money trading crypto. Mills, let them know. Anywhere with Wi-Fi, we can have our money work for us, right? Whether that be with trading. Let's talk about e-commerce. Think about it. Every holiday that comes every single month, guess what? We can make money from. Doesn't matter what happens in the economy. Here's the funny part. Even if people don't have a lot of money in their pocket, people are always still going to spend money. And guess what? People don't shop in person anymore. People shop online. Jojo said, I'm in the business of Wi-Fi too, right? So this is about Wi-Fi money, right? If you really want to take advantage of this time, of this digital age, strongly suggest you to find a couple of streams that have something to do with Wi-Fi money. Trading, Marcos, up or down, we can make money. E-commerce, every single holiday that hits, Jojo just gave a beautiful example that we can be making some serious sales and some serious ka-chings anywhere that has Wi-Fi, okay? Number 3, here's the third one. Building a brand. I don't know if you guys know this or not, but between YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you can go out and build the brand, and guess what? That brand can make money, right? If you haven't noticed or not, some of the biggest brands that exist is not big companies anymore. I talk about this all the time. This example, the biggest makeup brand used to be Maybelline. You know what that brand is now? It's actually one person, Kylie Jenner. So think about that. Big brands, the biggest brands that exist are afraid of individuals like you and I. Being able to be innovative, being able to go ahead and take ideas and bring them into reality. This is huge, right? So what business are you really in? Crypto. If somebody invested $100 into crypto 10 years ago, that would be $50 million. So for those of you that are listening, to have access to Kurt Cobain, to have access to some of these educators like Charlie, like Mike Soetoro, we are about to get some investments. I'm talking about 2, 3, 4, 5, 10x on your money. You realize people in the stock market, they get excited for 10% in a year. We're talking about 10, 3, 5, 10x, 20x gains on some of these coins just by having the right inner circle. So don't sleep. There's never been a better time right now than to get plugged in, utilize the access that we have. For those of you that don't know, blockchain Kurt Cobain is one of the top 10 educators in the world. And we have access right inside of our community. Guess what? We can get access to that for literally $200. That's a joke. $200. Some people spend that on a night out. Some people spend that on their jewelry. Some people are wearing that on their clothes as we speak. Some people spend that smoking and joking. So when you start to realize a lot of the money that we spend, that money spent a different way, used wisely, can literally change the whole future course of our life. And this is by asking that question, what business do we need to be in the next 6 months? Okay. That's my first 3 questions. Here's my fourth question. You ready? What changes must we make to reach our targets? This is big. Here's a little evaluation for you. What changes must we make to reach our targets? So if we know how powerful these recession-proof skill sets are, like trading, e-commerce, building a brand on social media, building a network, right? For those of you that have heard the term, your network is your net worth. There's never been a better time than right now. So my question for you is, what changes must we need to make to reach our targets? How are we going to adjust our schedule to really get serious with trading, to really dive in and to start really growing our e-commerce business at scale? What products are we ready to list diving into the month of August to go ahead and 10x some of these chains? What actions, what changes need to be made in the month of August to go ahead and make a shift? Myself included. I know I'm not doing all that I can do. I know there's more energy that can be exerted. And there's never been a better time than right here, right now. So what changes can be made, right? What distractions can we let go? What can we go ahead and shift to go ahead and allow ourselves to get back into that flow state? Maybe it's taking out the junk food. Maybe it's getting back into the gym. Maybe it's calling and continuously asking questions, right? For some of you, you might be afraid to ask for help. You might be afraid to reach out. Okay. 1 hour a day, setting that alarm. I love it. Huge. Okay. This is big. Here's my next question. Ready? Number 5. What do we need to leave behind? This is a big one. What do we need to leave behind? Is it the negative thinking? Is it the limiting beliefs? Do we finally need to get to that point where you say, you know what? I actually can make this happen. I know what I can actually do. Even though people have told me my limitations in the past, I know what I'm capable of, and I know where it is that I'm going. So what are we ready to go ahead and leave behind? The old you, the old negative thoughts, the old dull vibrations. Let's leave that in the past, and let's step into this higher version that is abundant, that is thriving, that is excited to wake up every day, that is looking forward to and expecting miracles every day. What if every day was your birthday? What if every day you woke up and it was like Christmas? It was like your birthday. How excited would you be? And guess what? I guarantee you that state is going to lead to more magnetic, amazing things happening inside of our life. But it starts with, what are we leaving behind? Okay. Here's my next question. I got 2 more questions for you to wrap up the day for the new you. 2 more. Stick with me. What happens? This is good. I want to see some answers to this. What happens to you when you leave these emotions and actions behind? Answer this question for me. Help yourself out and answer this question for yourself. What happens when we leave behind these emotions and these actions? Ooh, this is huge. This is called deep work right here. I'm walking through the deep work with you all here today. You feel a lot better. You feel vibrant. You feel maybe a lot of weight that's been let go off your shoulders. We don't have to put on a mask for social media. We don't have to put on a mask for anybody else. Your true, authentic version of yourself is what people are looking for. Your love, your smile, your passion, your gifts, your talents, your abilities. This is what people are searching for right now. In a time where so many are living like this. They're living like nothing is ever going to work out. Nothing is working in our favor. Nothing is going to be able to come around the corner and happen that's going to be amazing. The moment that you switch that and understand that, Sadhguru says this. It's binary. Either we wake up in joy or we wake up in misery. So the first thing we do in the morning, what is the first thing that you think about when you wake up in the morning? I want to ask you this. I want to switch your emotions, right? What are we leaving behind? Here's what I'm helping you leave behind. The first thing when we wake up in the morning, what are your first thoughts that you think about? And I want to help you with this shift because this is something that I've been able to apply every day. It's changed the game for me. Gratitude, right? When I wake up in the morning, before I even move, before I even flinch, and my eyes open, but we're actually awake, we're consciously awake, I'm starting to go ahead and give myself gratitude. I'm thankful for shelter. I'm thankful for these sheets. I'm thankful that I'm breathing. I start to wiggle my finger. I start to wiggle my toes. And literally, I would tell myself, I'm thankful to be alive. I'm thankful to even be able to have capability of these things right here. It sounds crazy. It sounds stupid. But you know what? But here's what doesn't sound stupid. One day, when you realize that any of these limbs can be taken in a second. One day when you realize that life can hit like a brick, I'm telling you right now, it takes one phone call to change our whole life. One phone call. And the second that you realize that, life begins to shift. You start to realize that all of these little things is crucial to be grateful for. How do I know? I've had that phone call before. I've had that phone call. I've been scrolling through Facebook and watched my sister pass. I've had that phone call from 30 different family members say, yo, did you see that? Did you find that? Did you see on Facebook? Guess what? My life changed that moment. And as I got older, I started to realize, I started to really want to reach out and help people. Don't wait till that moment. That's why I've been talking about it a lot this week. Learn the 3-2-1 method. 3 things you're grateful for. 2 people you're grateful for. 1 thing you're grateful for that hasn't become reality yet. I love that. How great is that to start the morning like that? 3 things you're grateful for. 2 people you're grateful for. And 1 thing you're grateful for that hasn't happened yet. Yo, write that down. That's huge. Absolutely, Cedric. I love that. Before you get out of bed, yo, let me get my notepad out. Let me get my little picture taken right here. That's a game changer. Love it. Here's my last question for everybody. Yo, that's a highlight of the training right there. My last question. You ready? Number 7. What do we fill those holes with? Because we have a limited amount of time to go ahead and make this change take hold. What do we fill these holes with? If we wait too long to make the change, guess what happens? Success loves speed. So if we're waiting to start meditating, if we're waiting to start journaling, if we're waiting to take action to make that video, to throw that home event, I'm telling you right now, there's never going to be any such thing as the perfect day, as the perfect time. Made a post about this last week. I called it Someday Island. So many people, they're waiting for what's called Someday Island, and I've been there, right? I used to call myself a perfectionist as well. You know what a perfectionist really is? It's just somebody making excuses for wanting everything to be perfect. But here's the truth. You know what my mentor asked me? He said, D, what's perfect to you? What's the perfect video? What's the perfect trade? What's the perfect product to you? You know what the truth is? The answer is there's no such thing as perfect. Everybody and everything is imperfectly perfect, just like you and I. So the question becomes, what do we fill these holes with ASAP today, right? What do we fill it with? If we're going to be taking out junk food, what are we going to fill that void with today? Are we going to fill it with eating some fruit, maybe some greens? Maybe we're making a shake instead. That time where maybe we're used to sleeping at home. We've been depressed. We've been in a little bit of a rut. What happens when we switch that time? So you know what? Let me just put on my shoes. Let me grab my water bottle and let me just go out. Let me drive to the gym. Let me just get there. If I can get there, that's all I need. I'll be able to make it happen from there. Let me just get to the gym. And then you get there, you get out, and you're like, yo, I'm so glad that I went and got that done. I feel so much better. Drop some 2s down below if you guys know the feeling. If you guys have done something at one point in time where you didn't necessarily feel like doing it, but you went and did it, and you felt so much better after you did it. Let me know all the time. So the lesson with that is sometimes growth is running towards things that not exactly seem pleasant. Isn't that weird? Like we're going to the weight room to run at pain to grow. Think about that. The only way that this happens, every day I do this. We drive to the weight room to go run at pain to break down our muscles so we can go rebuild and then grow. What happens if we looked at life the same way? If we literally ran at things that seemed like it was pain, but in reality, what is pain? Pain is just weakness leaving the body. For those that work out a little bit, this is a saying that's known inside of the gyms. Pain is weakness leaving the body. So what happened if most things in life that we looked at, pain was just weakness leaving the body? Oh, I don't want to have to go deal with my family. That's pain. What if that shifts to we get the opportunity to deal with our family? We get the opportunity to go ahead and help. We get the opportunity to go ahead and change our perspective to get a little bit more appreciation and to grow ourselves internally and to be able to help others along the way, right? Pain. I lost a trade. You didn't lose a trade. If you lost a trade and then you go out and you do the same thing, and you lose money again, now you took a loss. But if you lost the trade, you took a little bit of pain, it hurt a little bit, but you went back and you took some notes. You learned a lesson from it. Now, when you come across that same exact scenario, you're going to be able to go and have some recollection from last time. And now you have experience. Now you're going to be able to do something different. Same thing happens with every area of our life. Public speaking was terrifying to me. It used to give me pain. It used to give me butterflies. In fact, it still does to this day. It still gives me the same feeling. But you know what's interesting? I started to realize that we can run at that feeling. How many of you have ever put out a message and you had somebody reach out and say, yo, I needed that message. Thank you for that today. I needed that post that hit me like a brick. Thank you for your story today. That just hit different. That just hit the spot for some reason today. Drop a 3 down below if you've ever had that happen. Happens all the time. And it's going to continue to happen. Just now, Shane just did that to me, right? So think about how many things that we're afraid to talk about, not knowing how much value somebody else would get from that message. This is called getting out of our head. This is called literally letting go of the negative thoughts. This is called letting go of limiting beliefs and filling that with confidence, filling that with our own power, filling that with knowing that we can't be, do, and have anything we hold in our mind. We can hold it what? Say it every day. Why do you think I say that every single day? To literally bleed this subconsciously into all of our brains, because that's the truth. And this is just shifting out. I'm literally shifting that every day. I'm shifting out the negative thoughts, the negative confluence that confirms that we're not good enough, because it's nothing but illusion. It's nothing but a lie that we've told ourselves long enough that we've actually started to believe it. So dreamers, with that being said, that's my training for today on how to go ahead and dive into the new you. 7 questions to really go ahead and step into this higher version, dominate the second half of the year, and really go out and make the most of 2023. So remember, if nobody told you today, family, I'm proud of you. I'm grateful for you. I'm so excited to see the growth that is here to come. I'm sweating bullets like crazy. The journey continues. And remember, if you're getting a little bit of resistance in your life, you feel like life's just pouring down on you a little bit, realize that we are built for this type of weather. So go out and make it happen. We're turning dreams into reality. Dreamers, it's game time. Let's go.